Mr. Abu-daka, can you hear me?
Hey everyone.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to read the delegation procedures and then I'll call on you to begin your delegation, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, so in accordance with the board's bylaws, delegations have up to 10 minutes to address the board. Any exception to this rule require a majority vote. All remarks are to be confined to the issue you are addressing, and discourteous language, reference to personalities, or statements contravening the Ontario Human Rights Code or the Charter of Rights and Freedoms will not be tolerated. At the beginning of your presentation, the timer will be set for 10 minutes. When 9 minutes have passed, I will advise you that you have 1 minute remaining to bring your comments to a close. Following your presentation, trustees will have an opportunity to ask only questions of clarification related to your remarks. If the item you're addressing is listed on the agenda, then trustees will discuss the matter at the appropriate time. If your issue is not listed on the agenda, then trustees may opt to present a motion to refer it to staff for follow-up, request that it be included on a future meeting agenda, or add the item to the meeting agenda, which would require a 2/3 vote of trustees present to vote in favor of adding it to the agenda. Following your presentation and any questions of clarification, you will be removed from the Zoom meeting, but are invited to watch the rest of the meeting on our YouTube live stream. Okay? Did you hear all that?
Perfect. Sounds good.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey everyone. My name is Marwan Abu-daka. I am a WRDSB student. I'm a proud Palestinian student from the city of Gaza. Growing up, I have always been proud of my rich Palestinian culture and heritage and history. I have always taken all the opportunities in my school and the community to showcase my people's ongoing struggle for the past 76 years until our current time, and had to always face censorship simply because I chose to be an advocate for the country of Palestine. For example, in one of my previous high school years, I had to prepare an introductory presentation for a specific class about myself, who I am, where I'm from, etc. In the middle of my presentation, when I was talking about my Palestinian background and representing the city that I'm from, with absolutely no political agendas or any political viewpoint or any political points stated by myself, it's only a way for me to showcase who I am and to showcase how proud I am of my Palestinian heritage. I was interrupted by my teacher and asked to wrap up my presentation, which left me with nothing but a feeling of embarrassment in front of all my peers, and a feeling that like I'm being misrepresented and I'm not worthy enough to listen to or care about my specific background. Initially, I did not understand why my teacher did that, so I had to wait until the class ended and went up to my teacher very respectfully and asked my teacher why they chose to interrupt my presentation. They simply replied, and I quote, "Marwan, I had to interrupt you because I did not want the topic of Palestine to hurt other students in the classroom because it might seem controversial to them." And again, as I have previously mentioned, I was only representing my culture with no political agenda or intent, so my presentation could not have been harmful or hurtful to anybody by any means. So I tried to explain that to my teacher, but they seemed careless and uninterested about what I had to explain to them. And acts of censorship like that against Palestinian students are extremely discriminatory and violate the policies of the WRDSB, because the WRDSB on the website claims that they have an aim to make to foster a school community that is equal for everyone and everyone can feel equal and welcome, which clearly policies of teachers and previous students that have presented their struggles with censorship clearly prove that these policies have been violated. According to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms that I have been asked not to, like all delegates have been asked not to violate, according to Section 2, subsection B, everyone in Canada has the freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of the press and other media of communication. Acts of censorship also makes Palestinian students feel misrepresented in their schools and less equal than others, especially when there's a genocide being committed against their own people. and for them to face censorship simply because they are trying to raise awareness about it is a crucial act of discrimination by the WRDSB and staff. As Palestinian students and allies, standing up for the rights of Palestinian people and their well-being, we demand and encourage the WRDSB to implement policies that ensures that all students must feel safe and equal and be able to be properly represented and stop all acts of discrimination against Palestinian students and allies, and not just Palestinian, against students with all different backgrounds, and provide them with a safe space to raise awareness about the genocide being committed against the Palestinian people. And to end off my statement, I just want to address the current genocide being committed in Gaza. Myself, as I previously mentioned, I am from Gaza. I'm a member of a family that we have lost so far 120 members of our family. It's almost 45 of those were actual babies. So the total death toll of civilians killed by the Israeli military in the Gaza Strip has now surpassed 32,000 civilians. I have personally lost all connections to my family and relatives in Gaza, and I just to end off here, I will just remind the WRDSB that we need schools to be areas where students feel safe, Palestinian students feel safe, and if you still decide not to implement these policies, Palestinian students will keep mobilizing their masses and stand up against censorship until complete justice of the Palestinian people and until a ceasefire and our main goal, complete liberation of Palestine. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abu-daka. Trustees, are there any questions of clarification for the delegate? Okay, thank you, Mr. Abu-daka, for your delegation, and you will be removed from the Zoom meeting, but you can watch the rest of the meeting on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Thank you very much.